Hey guys, it's time for the Rotten Reviews question of the month, maybe the question of the season. Did J.J. Abrams actually fix the problem with Star Wars? It's a big question. It's got a lot of answers out there too. In fact, there are so many YouTube videos out there trying to ask and answer that question, and again and again, and make the case that J.J. Abrams fixed it, make the case that J.J. Abrams made Star Wars worse, etc. I don't know the answer, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask that question myself, and I'm going to do what I do on Rotten Reviews, and I'm going to take a look at Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm going to take a look at only verified Rotten Reviews, or actually verified audience reviews. I shouldn't say they're rotten because a lot of them aren't rotten. But anyway, let's take a look at this. We have a 57% on the tomato meter with 356 critics reviews. This is a well-known score. It's had this score or a score very close to this since it first appeared on Rotten Tomatoes. So 57% on the tomato meter. It has been as low as 53%, but right now, as of December 22nd, it's at 57%. It hasn't changed in, it hasn't changed in 3 days because I've been watching it. Now, 86% on that audience score. That's verified ratings of 30,685. 30,000 plus verified ratings. That means Rotten Tomatoes is claiming that those are people that Rotten Tomatoes can verify purchased tickets for the Rise of Skywalker. No, it doesn't verify they watched it. It doesn't verify that where they saw it or when they saw it or even if they saw it at all, but it verifies that they actually purchased the ticket. At least that's what Rotten Tomatoes is claiming. So I'll put a subtitle to this. I will call this, did JJ fix it? Or did Rotten Tomatoes fix it? That's the subtitle, the sub-question, and I'm not going to say I can answer that, but let's just take a look at the evidence that we can find on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's click on that More Info button, and here we can get a breakdown. We see verified, right? 86% audience score. 30,685 on the total count. Now when I click over to all audience, it drops to 77% on the audience score, and now we have a total count of 77,000. So between the two, we have an additional 40,000 plus reviews that are not counted as verified by Rotten Tomatoes. And with those additional 40,000, that certainly outnumbers the actual, the unverified reviews outnumber now by, almost 10%. They outnumber the verified reviews. And yet, when you count all the reviews, including the unverified ones, it only drops it down a little bit to 77%. So that's kind of telling me that the audience score may, in fact, be accurate, at least in regards to, the people that have seen this film so far as of December 22nd. And I'm going to take a look at this audience score, and we'll see if it goes up or down in the next, month or two. And I'll also state that the other Star Wars films in this trilogy, these Disney Star Wars films, they all feature over 200,000 up to 500,000 on the audience review numbers. So we're a long ways off from seeing the peak of the audience reviews, but I think 30,000 to 70,000 is plenty to go by. So let's get right into it on the audience reviews, and I'm just going to take a look at the ones that are verified, making the case for Rotten Tomatoes having that score. So I'm not saying that the ones that are unverified aren't real people that have seen it, but I'm just going to take a look at the verified ones to answer my own question on this. So let's scroll down. We're on the first page. We get to a verified 5-star from 20 minutes ago. Wow, an absolutely stunning film. A little short and in need of more explanation within the film, but this film wears the space adventure name well. It was an absolute joy to watch it. Any fan of the series would cry while watching it. I will gladly watch this movie again in theaters. I've seen it twice now. Can't wait for it to be released so I can watch it at home. So there's a verified review, 5 stars. Another 5-star verified. Fantastic ending to an epic saga. Loved it from start to finish. If you are a Star Wars fan, you will appreciate it. Another 5-star verified. Great ending of a magical story. 4.5 stars. Helped to redeem this set of Star Wars movies. Great pace and jumped right into the movie. 5 stars. Pleasantly surprised. Good movie. 3.5 stars. Needed more lightsaber fights. Okay. Let's see, verified. Oh, verified 1 star 39 minutes ago. Not good at all. Maybe as bad as episode 2. This movie made me appreciate The Last Jedi so much more. 4 stars. Good flick. Tried to tie up loose ends, especially liked last 5 minutes. Let's continue down. 2 stars 39 minutes ago. It was just boring pretty much all the way through. 5 stars. Great movie. A little sad Kylo Ren. Something at the end. I guess they're saying Kylo Ren dies at the end. Not really a spoiler because everybody knows that. 5 stars, verified. Very happy with J.J. Abrams. 5 stars. Great movie overall. The beginning felt a bit rushed, but eventually it all came together great. 5 stars. It's the best of the recent trash. Okay, but they're saying 5 stars and trash at the same time. Okay. 3 stars, verified. I enjoyed the action, the story, plot, but I feel that there was so many things that never properly got answered. Okay. Verified 5 stars. A satisfying thrill ride full of twists from start to finish, culminating in a finish which was 42 years in the making. Inevitably, there are some loose ends which don't quite get tied up, but it's ultimately a satisfying conclusion to one of the greatest series ever filmed. It's not perfect, but nothing is. As with any relationship, don't ruin what you have by wishing for what could be. Go out, watch, and enjoy. 5 stars, definitely the better movie out of the trilogy. They all suck, but this one sucks the least. Okay, well, it's hard to sympathize with that. You're saying that it sucks, but you're giving it 5 stars. Okay, another 5 star. I loved the movie. Great movie that took elements of all the chapters and had a great finish. 5 stars. I loved all of it, every last moment. 4.5 stars. Great way to end the saga. Love it. Let's see. Those are all verified reviews that I'm reading here. 4 stars. It was definitely a movie worth a watch to watch the end and beginning of a saga. 2 stars. Convenient plot, story, uninspiring. 1 star. It's not JJ's fault. The movie was doomed after TLJ, The Last Jedi. 5 stars. Awesome movie. A good ride, start till finish. Felt like the old Star Wars movies. Forget about the horrible Last Jedi movie. Don't know where it will continue after this, but was good ending. Don't listen to the critics. Was it perfect? But no, but worth seeing. Well, so far they're making the case that J.J. Abrams fixed the problem, quote, problem with Star Wars. 0.5 star 44 minutes ago, not verified, so I'll skip it. 5 stars, verified. Loved everything about it. Amazing and a perfect end to the Skywalker saga. 5 stars, loved all the action and the ending. Are you sure this is the last one? Because I can easily see a next Star Wars coming along. Well, I'm not so sure. Of course, they need to make money, so I highly doubt this is the last Star Wars film. The last in this saga with these characters, sure. Let's continue down. 5 stars, verified. As a fan, I loved it. Some movie critics have expressed that they didn't like the movie because of how JJ made it great for the fans. Well, most critics see it once and went to their next assignment. As a fan who will pay to see a few more times in the theater, I say go see it. 5 stars. The movie was good and all the scenes were exciting to watch. 5 stars. Amazing. Loved the story, loved the action, and loved the fact it made up for the dumpster fire that was The Last Jedi. Again, it seems like they're very happy that this fixed their problem. 0.5 star, verified. The plot was all over the place, did not make sense. Well, you're outnumbered so far. 3.5 stars, verified. Good action and had a Star Wars feel, but also felt like whenever something bad happened, the characters would just be sad for a second, then totally blow it off like nothing happened. Okay, let's continue on. Let's see, 3.5 stars, verified. Best part of the series died. Felt like a remake of the original in all the wrong ways. Really? But you're giving it 3.5 stars. That sounds like a negative review, completely negative, but 3.5 stars, okay, and it's verified. 4 stars, verified. Wish it went out with more of a bang, but this ending was a nice homage to what started it all. 4 stars, verified. Overall, a solid way to end the story of Skywalker, or saga of Skywalker. Definitely can tell that there were multiple visions for the trilogy based on 7 and 8. But 9 finds a way to pull something together that I found satisfying. But you are required to deal with the are they really doing this moments, when to accept that is a very entertaining movie. So again, they're kind of saying that it has problems, but still 4 stars. 3 stars. I thought this was better than the last movie. This had a little more depth. I wish it was longer as it felt rushed. If you can overlook some of the lazy plot devices, you have a decent movie. 5 stars. Great ending to the saga, nonstop from beginning to end. Again, it appears like most people think that this has fixed the problem that they think Star Wars had. Verified 1 star. That movie was big budget poop. Okay, not enough detail. I wish you would give us a little more detail on why. 5 stars. Verified. Loved everything about it. 2 stars, verified. Hard to follow with so many unanswered questions, and leaving holes in the movie just seemed piecemeal. Really did not end, leaves a lot to be continued for a new and future generation. Okay, 5 stars, verified. I couldn't have hoped for a better note to end on this for this trilogy's conclusion than what I saw today. The whole movie was fabulous and felt complete. Wouldn't want to miss this movie for anything. 3 stars, too predictable, a lot taken from other movies. It sounds like, people that wanted to see certain things as fans, they got to see those things and they're very happy. But let's continue. 4 stars, verified. While it had many holes, it brought back the magical feeling of the Jedi. 5 stars, verified. Still makes the heart race with the John Williams overture, and with so much to cover, it was wrapped up well. Only issue was the overuse of an actor no longer alive. Creepy, sorry. 1/2 star, verified. Boring, which is the first flaw. 1/2 star, this was awesome comedy if the movie was trying to make fun and not be serious. Okay, is this going to be as divisive as The Last Jedi was for the Star Wars fans? It might be, because I'm getting like complete opposite things going on here, and they're all verified. 5-star, verified. A perfect way to end the Star Wars saga. They tried to tie off every rebellious call, going back while going forward. Ingenious. Definitely in my top 3. Some just won't get it, and that's a shame, because they'll miss out on a true masterpiece. And happy birthday, Patricia. Don't get the reference at the end. 5-star, verified. Leaving the theater, I felt it was the perfect end to a 40-year saga. It fed everyone's nostalgia and need for satisfying resolution, while also telling a new story. Yes, in hindsight, it had faults, but there was no way that any movie could live up to all the expectations of the thousands of fans that these movies have amassed over decades. It was, however, one last action-packed and emotional story for the characters and the beloved actors who brought them to life. 4.75 out of 5 stars. Very nice one-paragraph review. 5 stars, verified. I really liked the movie. It summed everything up nicely in the time allowed. Wish it could have been 4 hours or split into 2. There was a lot of story to tell. Hope it's not the last one that will be really sad. I've seen every film in theaters since 1977. End of an era for me. Like the movie, though. 5 stars, verified. Wrapped up most everything. Great in 3D. Just go and enjoy. I'll stop saying verified. It's tiring me out, and I'm just going to read the ones that say verified. 3 stars. It was just a smattering of the first 3 Star Wars movies smashed together with 3 lame main characters, plus the main hero just cried every few minutes over nothing. If not for the special effects, it would have been lame. 5 stars. Great movie. Will go again. These are all reviews from within the last hour. I haven't gone back in time more than an hour so far. 4 stars. I thought the movie was very good. 5 stars. What an epic conclusion of this legacy storyline. We launched and cried, bonded with the audience, felt as if we too were a part of the legend of Star Wars. Thank you so very much. 5 stars. By far the best movie ever. Continuing on. 5 stars, verified. No nonsense. Great ending. 4 stars. Good recap from previous movie. 5 stars. I loved that it felt most like the originals. 5 stars. It's a Star Wars film, so that means it was awesome. Well, come on now. Let's hear your opinion, not just You can be a fanboy, but we need opinions, right? That's what this is supposed to be about. 1 star. This script might be worse than Indy 4. I actually wish I had just read spoilers instead of seeing this mess of a movie. Obviously, that's not a fan of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, so they're comparing it to that. 2 stars. The movie is only for 6 to 8-year-olds. Writing, pacing, plot, logic, ugh. So sad for the saga to end this way. Okay, but you're still outnumbered. 4.5 stars. It was fun and made a good transition from old to new. 5 stars. Phenomenal. Don't listen to the critics. 5 stars. I cry at the end. Don't listen to haters. This one is the best since The Return of the Jedi. If you like Star Wars, not like a mad obsessed fan, and adventure movies, you'll like it. 5 stars. I cried the entire time. I loved it. 5 stars. A great way to end a saga. Lots of Easter eggs for the true Star Wars fan. Only difficult parts were strange dialogue to fit in Carrie Fisher scenes, which is totally understandable and acceptable, and weird transitions to fix Rian Johnson screw-ups. Lots of action and a healthy dose of sentimentality. Again, that's a straight-up, verified, quite convincing, real review by somebody saying that J.J. Abrams has succeeded in fixing the problem that largely was The Last Jedi, by what everybody says. Let's continue. 4.5 stars. Great film and loved the storyline. 4 stars. I thought it was a good movie. 4 stars. A few missed opportunities, but overall was really well done. 2 stars. It wasn't any one specific thing, but I thought it rather anticlimactic. Probably the only one of the franchise I wouldn't go see again. Wow. You know, I'm wondering if the low stars of the verified reviewers, I'm wondering if those are actually fans of The Last Jedi, because so far I have not seen a bad review, a bad number of star review that has said that The Last Jedi was bad as well. So I'm wondering if it's people that didn't like The Last Jedi were pleased with this, and fans of The Last Jedi are the ones that really hate this film. If that's the case, then this film will be just exactly as divisive as The Last Jedi was, but let's continue. 5 stars. Very exciting and answers all questions. I felt fulfilled. 5 stars. Great movie. Fine ending to a series. One to see more than once in the theater. 5 stars. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Fast-paced, quick to the action, and true to most of the characters. I'm satisfied with this as the end of the saga. 4 stars. Very enjoyable. I will never get tired of Star Wars, but if you're gonna bring back the Emperor, then bring back Vader, Anakin version. Yeah, I've heard that more than once. A lot of people, they wanted to see Vader if they got the Emperor, but they got the Emperor, so that's the way it is. 5 stars. 2 hours ago. Sequel trilogy ended strong. We're back 2 hours on the reviews. They're still coming in pretty quick. 5 stars. I was gripped with the latest. Okay, that's not a verified review. I apologize. 4 stars. Well done. Good story and special effects. A must see. 5 stars. I loved it. Perfect for my birthday celebration. Okay. We are back 2 hours ago. 5 stars. I really don't understand the hate that this movie is receiving. It is such a fun movie all the way through. The acting, story, action, score, all of it was just perfect. I loved this movie and will always defend it. Go see The Rise of Skywalker. 5 stars. Ignore the haters. Turn off your critical brain and just be a kid again, and you will love it. Don't miss in 3D for the best experience. 4 stars. Great. What to close all the loose ends. 3 stars. Lame remake of the old. Wait till it's on digital stream. Okay. Again, vastly outnumbered on that. Let's see. 4.5 stars. Satisfying conclusion of the series with a good blend of action sequences and warm, nostalgic wrap-ups for the original trilogy's heroes. 5 stars. My wife and I thought it was very well done. Loved the storyline and the acting was good for a Star Wars movie. It was amazing how they made Carrie Fisher come back to life. I also loved how they tied in the past movies with this. I listened to several of the online critics and think they are being critical just to be critical at this point. They can't say it was good or they liked it as they fear losing subscribers. Well, they're clearly referring to, they're referring to the group that call themselves the Fandom Menace on YouTube. I've, of course, watched much of their material, and I've watched countering material. I'm not going to say whether I agree with their assessment of this because I have not seen, I'll admit I have not seen The Rise of Skywalker. I'm just taking a look at what people who have seen it say about it. And the members of the fandom menace, these YouTubers that are critical of it, and it's not only them, but critics of The Rise of Skywalker on YouTube, they bring a lot of reasoning. They have a lot of reasons why they're very down on the movie. So you can't just dismiss them out of hand. But, I'm going to continue on with these verified reviews to find out just whether JJ fixed this, YouTubers' opinions notwithstanding. Let's see, 5 stars. My wife and I thought it was very well done. Okay, I read that one. 4 stars. I like it, just like Kylo's helmet, broken, patched, battle worn, scarred, but somehow worked. Okay, so they're saying somehow JJ fixed it. 4 stars. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll love this movie. I thought it was a really awesome movie to end the Skywalker saga. 5 stars. Best of the 3 movies. 5 stars. Fantastic way to end a story that has unfolded throughout my life. May the Force be with you. 5 stars. Nerd wife. Very happy. Okay, again, it appears that JJ fixed it. 2 stars. Here's a contrarian one now. 2 stars. Plot line very unoriginal. Dialogue shallow and Disney-like. Cinematography was nice, but too many close-up shots. Fight scenes were cool, and Rey and Ren acted very well. Overall, least favorite Star Wars movie. 5 stars. Terrific action from beginning to end. Rey rules. 3.5 stars. It was a very good movie in my opinion. The amount of main characters they killed off was just brutal. It tore me apart, but I always enjoy a good Star Wars movie. So they're saying it's very effective, a lot of people. 2 stars. Wasn't anything like it was supposed to be written. I was hoping for more. But you're not saying it was ineffective. You're just saying, or ineffective, you're just saying you didn't agree with the direction, maybe. 2 stars. A very disappointing end to a trilogy that never seemed to know where it was going and suffered from sharply contrasting creative direction. It's fun in places, but the whole is much less than the sum of its parts. It left me just feeling sad at the wasted potential. Never has empty spectacle felt so empty. Okay. 5 stars. Ignore the critics. It's totally fresh. 5 stars. Loved the entire movie. 5 stars. Chewie got his medal. 5 stars. Fantastic film. Roller coaster ride of emotions. I loved every second. We're still only 2 hours back in time now. 2 stars. An hour too long. Too much pandering to fan service and not enough focus on a story making sense. 3.5 stars. It was better than I expected, but they tried to pack too much into one movie, and it suffered from less minute changes to the script. Some obviously beyond their control. They really needed to make it into 2 movies. 4 stars. I loved the storyline behind what was going on, but it was predictable a little, but loved the movie overall. 4 stars. Was not bad. JJ did his best to fix what The Last Jedi ruined in the storyline. Let's see. 5 stars. Well done. Don't forget to take tissues. 5 stars. Loved this episode. Perfect way to end this part of the saga. 5 stars. It was awesome. Let me see. 4 stars. Great movie. Ignore the toxic fanboys. 3 stars. Solid movie. Just spent a lot of time trying to correct items from prior movie, then finally got into it. Wasn't horrible, but not the best. Recommend you see it on big screen as it is visually compelling. 5 stars. Final made it right. Enjoy. 5 stars. Fantastic story. Visuals were awesome. Flowed well. Again, it's just these seem like real reviews, verified, and it appears that JJ succeeded in fixing the problem. 5 stars. Loved everything about this movie. Plan to see the 3D version soon. 5 stars. Way better than I thought it would be. 4.5 stars. I loved the movie. Some parts were a little off because Abrams had to fix what the last guy did to the saga. Still 4.5 stars. 4 stars. In a sequel trilogy that felt doomed, after an uneventful and unproductive 8th chapter, this 9th movie manages to be an epic conclusion that was both eventful and produced an epic trilogy. The movie suffers because of its fast pace and lack of emotional impact because of the fast pace. Many of the jaw-dropping moments, which were amazing, don't feel as impactful as they should have, which was disappointing. Ultimately, this is a good final episode of the Skywalker saga, packed with action, nostalgia. Okay, 4 stars. The movie was very good. The storyline was kind of weak. 4 stars. The ultimate middle finger to The Last Jedi. I loved that. So there we have it. Like, it seems like every positive review, every 4 and 5 star review is coming from the angle that The Last Jedi was no good. So let's continue. 4 stars. Stunning visuals plus some new and old planets. I felt it lacked the slow pace of previous Star Wars movies. It felt a little rushed, but other than that, it was a great conclusion to the saga. Continuing. 4 stars. True to the spirit of Star Wars. 5 stars. I loved it. Don't understand the criticism. I thought it tied all the elements together from the prior movies. None of the films have been able to find an actor with the swagger and charisma of Harrison Ford, but that's a small criticism. 5 stars. Crying. This can't be the end. They mean crying in a good way. 5 stars. It is the end worth seeing on the big screen. Let's see, 3 stars. Okay movie, nothing like the old Star Wars movies. Too much drama, not enough acting. Please stop making Star Wars movies, please. I don't think they're going to stop. 5 stars. I felt like it tied everything up nicely. 5 stars. It was a great ending to an amazing Star Wars saga. 2 stars. Total letdown. The storyline was not good. And you're so much outnumbered on that. 4.5 stars. Verified. Made me sad Ben died. I wished Rey saved him for second time so they can live together. 5 stars. Greatest fucking ending to a dynasty. 5 stars. It's funny everyone hated Last Jedi and now they don't. Critics are dumb. All Star Wars is good Star Wars. 2 stars. Last Jedi haters before this movie. TLJ ruined Star Wars and I don't understand how anyone could like it. Last Jedi haters after this movie, I don't care what they say. I loved the movie, even if it was very flawed. You all are morons. Ha ha ha. So they're saying, how could you actually like this despite flaws, but then say you hated The Last Jedi because it had flaws? That's a point taken there. A comparison, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, is it just TLJ haters that really like this, or is it just general audiences of all types that really like this? Still trying to get to that answer. 4.5 stars. Great movie and ending to the trilogy. Okay, 5 stars. It was outstanding. For Star Wars fans that watched the prior 8 films, there is plenty of closure. 5 stars. I thought it was well done. I loved the movie. All the characters and scenes were great. Took me back there. Worth seeing in my book. I loved Adam Driver. Great actor. 5 stars. I loved it. It neatly wrapped up this decades-long story. 3 stars. Where's the space battle? The entire plot revolves around a fleet of ships and the rebellion's need to combat them, and there is no ship-to-ship combat scene. 4 stars. Good ending to a great saga. 4 stars. Loved the trio. Wish we could have gotten a better ending for Leia. Loved the new characters and droids. Have to rewatch a couple of times to decide where it sits in my personal rankings of Star Wars movies. Well, they're saying they're planning on watching this multiple times. Okay. 4.5 stars. Great end to the saga. It tied everything together nicely. 5 stars. Star Wars, the original saga, is about a family. That's why this movie is great. Also, it's great because it's great. I worry that a lot of fans expect every little thing they ever really wanted, ever, out of everything. We get to calm down and realize the original stories about the family. 5 stars. Let's see, 3.5 stars. I think this movie did the best job possible to fix all the messes set up by Episode 8. There is some pacing issues and some plot points that get glossed over, but that is largely due to the fact that they had to do so much apologizing for the last movie. I'm very satisfied with how the trilogy ended and wish JJ would have had control of all 3 movies. Yeah, I see that a lot out on YouTube land, this feels very much like you could skip the second movie. Not entirely, but mostly. And maybe he should have done the second one as well. But hindsight's 20/20. It's too late now. 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, Siskel and Ebert. 5 stars, best Star Wars film ever. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars, wonderful. Really like how they tied the series together. Very well done. 5 stars, personally enjoy everything or anything Star Wars. Always want more, even though the new trilogy is over with. Glad they did some throwbacks and the action is all there. Story is good. Can't wait for the next adventure. 5 stars, good Star Wars fun, fast and full of goodies for every fan. 3 stars, fitting into a franchise that will never surpass the success of the past. Well, if you mean surpass the original trilogy, I don't think any movie ever will, but that's my opinion. Let's move on. 3.5 stars. I feel the start was a little too abrupt and that the movie may have been missing a half hour or could have been tighter. Overall, though, thought it was enjoyable and a satisfactory ending to the Skywalker saga. 4 stars, thought it was good. 5 stars, JJ did an amazing job with Rise of Skywalker. 4 stars, effects, story, and acting were very good. A satisfying end to the saga. They did a great job making Carrie Fisher play a significant role. 2.5 stars, a lot of the characters lacked proper plot development. The story felt like it was just recreating the original trilogy and the ending was very unoriginal. You're vastly outnumbered so far. 5 stars, fun and action-packed. Loved the ending, though it would have been even better had Vader been somehow resurrected and killed the Emperor himself. Okay, again, I haven't seen this, so I'm not going to act like I have seen it. Just continuing on with the verified reviews. 3 hours ago, 5 stars. Great movie. Definitely ended the way it should have. 5 stars. This movie was great, a lot better than I expected it to be. I can't wait to watch it again tomorrow. 5 stars. Costume designs and action scenes. 5 stars. This is gold compared to The Last Jedi. Episode 8 was absolute garbage compared to this film. I am so happy with the ending. 5 stars. Absolutely amazing way to end the saga. Goes in depth with every answer to our questions we had the last couple movies. Outstanding actors and actresses who portrayed their characters to the T. 3 stars. Entertaining but left the theater wanting more. 5 stars, or no, 4 stars. Good but was kind of rushed. Okay. 3.5 stars. It rushes you through the story. As usual, score is unrelenting in doing its part, so much so you forget that it is a good score. They played it safe in the ways they did not need to, but went wild outfield in the ways that risk old fans and new ones. If not for the need to compare it to the prequels, it might have only got 3 stars. That said, the movie is still great, Star Wars style fun, and ends well, all things considered. 4 stars, not the best movie out of the series, but not the worst one either. 5 stars, the best of the 9 movies. 5 stars, loved the flashback scene of Leia and Luke training. 5 stars, JJ fixed the storyline to nowhere from Last Jedi. 5 stars, great story, great ending. 4 stars, JJ did the best he could to correct the mess The Last Jedi created. It makes me feel sad that Luke was totally wasted in The Last Jedi, but it is what it is. I'll give it 4 stars purely for the effort. It is a beautiful movie and a great attempt to correct how badly Rian injured the franchise. A must-watch for a Star Wars fan. You know, and I'm going to say that makes the point for me. I think that people were so dissatisfied in various ways by The Last Jedi that just the effort that J.J. Abrams put in to try to fix that, to retcon it, even if he threw out what could be considered plot logic in order to do so, it worked, I guess, because we have an 86% audience score, over 30,000 verified ratings. Again, I'll show you this. When we switch to all audience, we get 77,000 ratings, yet it still only brings it down to a 77%. Yeah, so far the trend is pretty good, and if I were J.J. Abrams, I would be breathing a sigh of relief that I accomplished my mission, because the critics don't matter, do they? Do the tomato meter critics ever matter? They really don't. That's the whole point of my series, Rotten Reviews. I've said it from the beginning that the critics don't matter. Only the audience, right? And As far as the bottom line goes, really, that's all that matters as well. The people that bought the tickets. So far, it's looking pretty good. Now, I might revisit this again when we get over 100,000 views, when we get over 200,000 views, if this number changes. If this number goes up significantly on the audience score, or if this number goes down significantly, I'm going to revisit this again. But for right now, I'll say that J.J. Abrams pulled it off, and perhaps the people making YouTube videos that really do need to, they really need to continue talking this movie down. If they do so without better evidence than this, then they're going to look kind of bad, so they need to move on to something else, unless this score changes. If all of a sudden after 200,000 audience reviews, this 86% score is back into rotten territory, and it's looking like The Last Jedi does right now, then, I say they should probably move on from this, because they have nothing to talk about until something like that happens. But critically, yeah, you can critique it and pull apart the story, but don't say that it failed in the theaters when this says that it isn't, and it hasn't so far. So again, I'll revisit this if it needs to be revisited, but for now I have to conclude that people are just happy to see the quote problem that Star Wars had largely fixed with this installment. And that's a problem brought about by The Last Jedi, and I'm not going to say that there's no problem there. There's 100% a problem there, and we'll see. But in any case, I will see you again on the next episode of Rotten Reviews.